I was having a chat with someone. He was actually 75 years old, who's got third stage CKD, chronic kidney disease, and we were discussing what he should or should not eat. And I thought this is something that people need to know. So, when you have issues with your kidney, there are certain foods that we need to be cautious about or watch what we are eating. One thing is protein, and the other is potassium and phosphorus, which we get from our food. So, when it comes to protein, animal proteins should be limited, and most of the proteins that these patients with CKD obtain should come from plant sources like lentils and such, right? Then, in addition to that, when we look at the potassium phosphorus, this gent was actually consuming around 3 bananas per day, or at least one, because he really, really likes the bananas. And the other thing is he would have go to Kulakanda on and off. So I realized in a normal person's diet, bananas and go to Kulakanda are super top notch. But now in this situation, we might think let's eat healthy and go towards the banana and the gotukulakanda. Even if you do have CKD or any renal issues, if your potassium phosphorus levels are okay, then it's all right to have a banana and maybe a glass of kanda once in a way, but not daily. But if your levels are not so good, definitely no to the gotukola, because gotukola is a good source of potassium, right? And banana as well. It's really rich in that. So, and also when it comes to vegetables like carrots and pumpkins, they are also quite rich in these micronutrients. So, if you want to reduce the potassium phosphorus levels in these vegetables, you need to leach them. Leaching means you cut them up, you soak it in water, you remove the water, and then boil it. So, for someone who doesn't have these kidney issues or doesn't need to watch their levels of potassium and phosphorus, please don't soak it in water and boil it, because anyone who can handle the micronutrients really needs it, especially children or adults who need to maintain their electrolyte balance really need that. But I'm specifically talking about somebody who has renal issues and whose blood potassium phosphorus levels have been elevated. And again, if your blood levels are not elevated, you can have it in moderation. So, yeah, I will just list out a set of vegetables that are relatively high in potassium and phosphorus. If you have CKD issues and if your blood levels are high, please be cautious. And even though some foods are healthy for people who don't have issues, we need to be specific about what medical conditions we have when we are looking at our diet.